Hello everybody and welcome back to the Limbus Company. Man, I messed up the beat. Well, that's fine. 50 episodes in, we're bound to mess it up at least once. So, in this episode, we are going to be trying to get as far as possible. By the way, we're at 27 out of 36. Holy. There is something I'm a little bit worried about. I don't want there to be another, like, 12-hour, dungeon at the end. We'll see. We'll certainly see. But, yeah. So, our goal, we're at 27. I would like to get to about 34. That's the goal. I don't know if there's going to be like 17 bosses on the way there that completely roadblock us, but the goal is 34, and we'll just see where we go from there. So, let us resume of Jia Chichun's query and the sinner's lukewarm answers.
저자는 누구지? 내 세력이 전부 손도 못 쓰고 그대로 당할 뻔했어.
Yeah, blood fiends tend to do that.
그건 우리가 더 궁금해.
그리고 너희 일행 중 저자는 또 뭐야?
Chichun pointed at Don Quixote.
저자에게 유독 관심이 많아 보였어.
역시 본인이 이 중 가장 조심해야 할 자라는 걸 눈치챈 것인가?
Yeah, that... Well, okay, hang on. I was about to make fun of her comment, but no, she's completely right, but not for the reason that she might think. As the sinners gathered themselves, Wei held the line, holding back the endless horde of blood fiends and blood bags. He was protecting his men, yes, but his primary concern seemed to be with the horde getting in Jia Chichun's way.
탐탁지는 않지만 아가씨 혈육에게로 가십시오.
웨이, 오빠가 이 틈을 타서 날 죽이면 어쩌려고?
하지만 도련님은 드물게도 그럴.
알아? 그럴 사람이 아니지. 원춘 언니였어 봐.
그분이라면 당장이라도 휘하의 암자들을 풀었겠죠.
맞아. 다른 언니 오빠들은 저마다 부리고 있는 패거리들로 진작에 우리를 습격했을 테니까. 아니, 나는 이미 그럴 가치도 없나.
그러니 보옥 도련님밖엔 당장의 방법이 없습니다. 들리십니까? 음악 소리가 멈추지 않고 계속.
알아. 3구역에서 뭔가가 잘못되었어.
오기로 한 거니? 시춘?
임시 동맹이야. 우리 둘 다 분배금이 목표는 아니고 서로 각자 찾고 있는 게 있을 것 같은데. 그때까지 당분간은.
알아. 할머니가 주신 간식을 다 먹고 나면 다시 싸움 시작인 거지?
Eh? Okay, the wording on that makes me think grandmother's snack runs out. Is it like a like an emotion suppressor or something? Like, be sure you take grandma's snack. And then it's like, I want to kill you. You take the snack. Wow, you know, you're a pretty chill guy. That's my thought. I mean, I don't know, but I'm gonna assume it's something like, oh, maybe it's like a anti-mind control thing. Oh, wait a minute. Could be either one.
자신의 뒤치다거리를 해달라고 부탁하는 놈 치고는 말투가 상당히 건방지군.
나와 부하들은 이 구역을 1시간도 안 되어서 토벌했어. 그리고 너희는 한참이 지나서야 이곳에 도착했지.
우리는 중간에 놓고 온 게 있어서 그런 거거든? 우리는 30분도 안 되어서 전부...
그래. 그럼 내가 합류하면 눈 깜빡할 사이에 전부 토벌되겠네. 아무래도 뒤치다거리라기보단 써먹기 좋은 상등품 운자가 너희들에게 온 것 같지 않아?
참, 너무 뻔뻔하게 나오니까 어이가 없는데? 아, 그래. 이렇게 보니 닮은 것 같기도 하네, 너랑.
칭찬인가요?
여기야.
신부라는 대장 혈기도 결국 저 이상한 혈기가 들고 튀었어.
I'm wondering if it's gonna be a Ahab. That's her name. Yeah, Captain. I wonder if it's gonna be a Captain Ahab thing, where it's like we fight, presumably all three, and then they like merge or something, and then we have to fight them again, Lovetown style. I don't know.
1구역에 그 이발사라는 관리자 혈기도 저자가 데려간 걸 보면
정신 나간 말을 중얼거리는데 혼자만 제정신인 것 같은 것도 거슬려.
무대의 장치 혹은 주연을 모으려는 행동으로 여겨지는군요. 그렇다면 저희가 가장 주의를 기울여야 할 건 그자가 저희에게 보여주고자 하는 그 무대입니다.
Very subtle, Faust. I'm sure nobody caught that.
어떤 의도인지가 명확히 파악되지 않으므로
네 놈이 그 입만 다물면 될 것을.
그게 모험담을 듣고 싶다는 말을 들으면 본인도 모르게 술술 나와버린다네. 하지만 정말 기가 막힌 이야기들이란 말이오. 간악한 술수로 인해 말해버렸지만 이왕이면 꼭 경청해주게나.
가시춘 씨 말대로 마음만 먹으면 저희를 충분히 제압할 수도 있었을 텐데 그러지도 않았어요.
짜증나네요. 남의 손바닥 위에서 움직이는 기분이라.
저 관리자님 아니 단테님.
That's odd. Sinclair carefully calls over to me.
눈치채고 계실 거라고 생각하지만 혹시나 해서요. 이번 임무는
Sinclair hesitated for a while, unsure of how he should word this, then looked directly at me with a degree of conviction.
돈키호테 씨와 관련된 것이라는 걸요.
Yep. Yep, you're right about that. Yep.
그리고 그걸 돈키호테 씨는 모르고 있고요.
Yep, you're on the right trail.
비통하게 그지없군. 또다시 눈앞에서 저 얍삽한 혈기놈을 놓치다니. 그런 것 치곤 홀랑 넘어가서 이야기만 잘만 하던데. 본인의 모험담을 들려달라는 말이 이렇게나 매혹적이었을 줄 몰랐다네. 물론 로망 리스트에 있는 상황이라 해도 계속 참지 못하다니. 돌아가면 정신 수양을.
I stared at Dawn, who was chattering away with the other sinners and her usual blissful cluelessness, then back at Sinclair. Clearly, he was as conflicted about this as I am. Yeah.
그리고 그걸 저희에게 알려주지 않는 것도 단테 씨만의 이유가 있는 거고요.
Yeah. Ah, there it is. Yeah. Also, yeah.
기억나세요? 제가 고향에 갔을 때 돈키호테 씨가 저를 막 때려눕혀가지고
I'm sure everyone, including myself, remembered what happened after Guido's death.
지금 생각하면 조금 부끄럽긴 하지만 그때 제가 분별을 잃고 날뛰고 있으니까 돈키호테 씨가 그랬잖아요. 정신 차려야 한다고.
I don't remember that at all. I don't have the faintest idea of what you're talking about.
그런 상황에서 몸소 나서서 행동하는 것도 분명 쉽진 않았을 거예요. 하지만 돈키호테 씨는 망설임 없이 저를 위해서 걸음을 떼주신 분이었고요. 저도 그런 동료가 되고 싶어요. 그렇게 되기 위해 노력해왔고요. 아직은 좀 부족할지도 모르겠지만요. 너무 과분한 욕심은 아니겠죠?
No, I think that's a good kind of thing to hope for.
뭐가 좋은 욕심이라는 것인가?
Oh, you know, just, nothing you'd be interested in. See?
뭘 그리 놀라는 겐가?
Oh, we were just chatting about this contract.
관리자 나리도 깨달아버린 것인 겐가?
No way.
아무리 봐도 말이오. 이번 의뢰는 공무군과 관련 있어 보이지 않는가?
Honestly, I can't even blame her for thinking it's about Honglu, because so far, other than, like, the stage plays, we've been getting more Honglu than we have been getting done. Honglu?
에? 관리자 나리 보기보다 눈치가 참 없구려. 홍루군이 아까부터 표정도 계속 요상하고.
I agree. Don, if this chapter wasn't about you and I didn't already know that it was about you, I would be 100% on board.
똑같은 것 같은데요?
Sinclair, you are 100% not on board. You're going in the corner the moment we get back on the bus.
거기다 혈육과 예상치 못한 제외도 하지 않았는가? 또한 들어본 적도 없는 수많은 혈육의 이름들과 암투의 향기까지.
Hey, Don's onto something. I'm just saying, I think this is Honglu's chapter. I'm with Don. I know it's not, but still, it is really funny. But, like, okay, I genuinely, I feel we have been getting more of Honglu than we have of Don. We've only been getting Don because some random mage dude is like, oh, allow me to give you a bit of a pep talk of her history. Oh, like, that's the only reason we are getting anything about Don. Granted, that's because real Don isn't even out, but still.
비록 본인은 혈육이란 걸 가져본 적 없지만 참으로 싱숭생숭할 것도 같다 생각하네.
Ah, your own kindred blood. Hoo-hoo. That's a choice of words.
그러니 관리자 나리
Huh?
홍루군을 잘 돌봐주시게. 어떻게 보면 우리 모두가 제각각의 모험을 하는 중 아닌가?
That's true.
모험은 곧 고행과 같이 그 험난한 여정을 꺾이지 않는 마음으로 극복해 나가는 것은 굉장히 중요한 일이네. 예를 들어 본인이 옛날에 했던 모험에서 보면 말이지, 그것은 한 선술집에서 일어난 일이었는데.
Don's tale of adventure continued through our entire journey to Area 3. Some sinners and I did pay some attention to it, but we didn't find much of her story to be of any use.
헌팅 커틀러리 준비.
The long parade, the end of which lay beyond my sight, may have appeared like a real festival, full of joy and celebration, from a distance. People marching in rows, the singing that knew no end. The tune of their music was so hopeful, so cheerful that I almost felt myself compelled to join them and dance along to the carnival procession. If the parade in question wasn't full of shambling blood bags and the terrified sobbing and pleading of its victims, that is.
살려주세요.
이 앞에는 무엇이 있지?
She's cute. Are you the princess? Does this mean I finally get to use Princess Rodion? We are so in, boys.
아하,
That's a
새로
dude.
오신 손님이군요. 오늘은 손님이 많이 오시는 날이죠.
do? Oh, well, what are you gonna do? I'm never beating the allegations at this point. God dang it, man. I'm so terrible at freaking P-Moon. God dang it, man. Every time I think I've got a hold on how things work in this universe, I'm completely thrown a loop.
이 앞에는 당연히 퍼레이드의 주인공 아름다운 돌시리아님이 계시지요.
아, 혹시 다른 해결사분들은 본 적 없으신가요?
오빠, 이곳에서도 여전히 분위기랑 안 맞는 질문을 하고 다니는 거야?
둘 중 하나죠. 피주머니가 되어서 여기에 있거나 피주머니들을 죽이고 저 앞까지 갔거나.
더 앞으로 가야겠네요.
아니, 너희는 여기에 남아야지.
Well, here comes the fight.
이리 와, 같이 춤추자.
I'm using her anyway for a little bit. I've been looking for an excuse to use Princess Rodion, alright? I'm gonna use Hi? Why are you in our team? Okay, welcome. We have a new member. Alright, what can you do? Crimson Strike. On use, if the target has 5+ negative effects, Clash Power +1. On use, base power +1 for every 3 rupture on the target, max of 2. On hit, inflict +2 rupture count. Heads hit, gain 1 offense level up next turn. And then do it again. Interesting, okay. Crimson Phoenix. If target has 5+ negative effects, coin power +1, coin power +1 for every 6 rupture on the target, max of 2. On hit, inflict +1 rupture count, inflict 3 defense level down. Do another rupture count, gain 3 offense level up next turn. On hit, gain poise equal to rupture on target, max of 5. Heads hit, gain poise count equal to rupture count on target, max of 2. On crit, deal 50% more damage. On crit, kill fail against enemy, inflict +2 rupture count. On crit kill against enemy, gain 3 offense level up next turn. And Crimson Spring. Combat start, gain +1 attack weight for every 4 negative effect on the target, max of 2. If they have 5+ negative effects, base power +5, okay. If the sum of the target's rupture and rupture count is at 15+, coin power +5. Clash win, inflict +2 rupture count. On hit, deal 7 bleed. On crit, deal 200% more damage. Inflict 3 bleed count and gain 2 poise and +1 poise count. Okay, she seems freaking amazing. And on evade, gain 1 poise next turn up to 3 times. Can I look at your passives? Yes, I can. Bursting Strike, Breathing Siphon. On kill with this unit's attack skill, gain poise equal to rupture on the target, max of 5. Bajao Banana Bolus. Maybe I said that right. If this unit's offense level is higher than the target's, gain Clash Power +1 and inflict +1 more rupture potency and count 2 times per turn. And the Jin Gang Bolus. Clash lose, gain 3 defense level up twice per turn. Okay. So she's going to be a helpful addition. That being said, we're going to continue with what I wanted to do, and we're going to use Princess Rodion because I want to. So, if this all goes well, we should be inflicting plenty of rupture. But let's find out, shall we? I can't see what Gia is doing in the background, but I'm sure she is being helpful. Okay, let's go for triple green into the double blue into the double purple. We didn't take any damage on Faust, so we are going to get that extra +3 power, which is going to be very, very nice. Or we won't hit heads either time, and the +3 power won't matter. Okay, you have an unbreaking coin against Gia. Okay, unbreaking coins don't matter if you just get staggered in one attack. Yeah, okay. You don't have the mark, so we're not going to reset, which is unfortunate. Not the end of the world. We are just going to follow down the list. I didn't actually mean to end the turn yet. I wanted to use one of our counter dice, but that's fine. Oh, we do get to reuse it. I thought you had to be marked for it to be reused. I guess not. My bad. Okay, Dawn getting through, no problem. We get a stagger, so those unbreakable dice mean nothing. And the last of our opponents go down. She just freaking open palms him. God dang. A little bit too late to get our shenanigans going, so I'm just going to bop, 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 bop. Yeah, it should be good. I'm feeling good about this turn. Goodbye. Hey, red stagger. We take those. Good AoE going down. The battle maids, showing them what they're missing. Now, if she had crit, that would have killed. Let's try and get another kill reset on Ryoshu. Then we're just going to go for all of the blue. I don't want to use Lament just yet, so we're going to ignore it. I didn't look at their passives! Oh my god. We went through this whole fight. I didn't look at their passives. I was too worried about Gia. Well, we'll look at what they do next fight. I completely forgot that enemies had passives too. My bad. Look, I'm not used to having allies, alright? It's just new. But a victory anyway. Alright, for their passives. Blood Bag of the Painful Parade. Hard Blood Downward Cut. On use, add 5+ Festive Fever, Final Power, +1. On hit, inflict 2 bleed and +2 bleed count. Heads hit, inflict 2 rupture. Hard Blood Carve. On use, Final Power, +1 for every 5 Festive Fever on self, or every 6 bleed on the target, max of 2. On use, gain 15 bleed, immediately trigger it once, and reduce bleed count by 1. If target has 6+ bleed, gain 1 coagulated blood. On hit, inflict 3 bleed and +2 bleed count, and on hit, gain 1 Blooming Thorn. Blooming Thorn is when you take damage from skills, inflict bleed equal to half of the stack against the attacker. Festive Fever is gain 1 offense level up per 3 of the stack, up to a max of 3. Let's see, for Evade, on use of 5+ Festive Fever, Final Power +1, Combat Start, gain 2, Failed Evade, lose 2. And Hard Blood Power Unfurling. On use, gain 15 bleed and +2 bleed count. Oh, I see, it just has a very similar effect. I was like, did I already read this? Immediately trigger it twice, then reduce a bleed count by 2. Turn end, consume all coagulated blood and Festive Fever. On hit, inflict bleed and rupture equal to coagulated blood on self. On hit, heal Festive Fever times 2.5% max HP up to 20% of max HP. And on hit, gain 2 Festive Fever. As for passives, gain 1 Festive Fever every time this unit gains a positive buff with skill effects once per type of buff. Turn start, gain Festive Fever equal to the number of other allies, max of 3. Turn end, lose Festive Fever equal to the number of allies that were killed this turn. Turn end, at 8+ Festive Fever, use a powerful skill next turn. Blood Sucking. On hit, if target has bleed, heal by 15% of damage dealt. Blood Coagulation. After attack, if target has 8+ bleed, gain 1 coagulated blood. Thirst for blood, we know what that does. And Blood Bag. When hit, gain +1 bleed count, gain 1 coagulated blood, and 2 Blooming Thorn every time this unit loses 20% of max HP. If there is a Blood Fiend on the field, regardless of whether it is an ally or an enemy, increase Blood Feast by 30 upon death. Well, that works out for us. Now, you. Blood Fiend of the Happy Parade. Welcome to the Festival of Wonders! On use at 5+ Festive Fever, Final Power +2. On hit, inflict 3 bleed and +2 bleed count. Heads hit, head hit, inflict some rupture. Join the joyful parade! Final power +1 for every 5 Festive Fever on self or every 6 bleed on the target, max of 3. On use at less than 20 blood feast, gain 20 bleed and immediately trigger it once, then reduce bleed count by 1. After attack, consume 20 blood feast. On hit, gain 1 coagulated blood for every 6 bleed on the target, max of 2. Unbreakable coin. Hit after clash, win. Inflict 4 bleed and +3 bleed count, and on hit, gain 2 to 3 blooming thorn. Then, blossom your smiles of joy! On use, FI plus Festive Fever, coin power +1. On use, if target has 6 plus bleed, clash power +1. On hit, inflict +3 bleed count. Hit after clash win, gain 2 Festive Fever. The evade is the same, but with 3 instead of 2. Eternal Kingdom of Happiness, La Mancha Land! At less than 40 blood feast, gain 20 bleed and +2 bleed count. Immediately trigger it twice, then reduce bleed count by 2. After attack, consume 40 blood feast. Turn end, consume all coagulated blood and Festive Fever. On hit, inflict bleed and rupture equal to coagulated blood on self. On hit, heal Festive Fever times 4% of your max HP with a max of 40%. Unbreakable coin on hit, gain 5 blooming thorn. We've already seen that passive. Blood-sucking, blood coagulation, thirst for blood, blood feast, starved and withered. Okay. You are the same. Good. I like that. We finally found a moment of respite from blood fiends. I looked toward Dawn for a moment before turning to Faust. I had to know the answer to this question before moving forward. Faust knows why, doesn't she? Why, what caused Dawn to transform back then?
네. 여기까지 온 이상 말씀드리지 않을 이유도 없겠네요. 혈귀에게 피를 거스르는 폐류는 금기. 그때 카세티는 돈키호테 씨를 권속으로 만들려고 했습니다. 하위 권속이 상위 권속을 권속으로 삼으려 했죠.
Didn't Moses say that there's a psychological barrier that makes it practically impossible for them to do that?
로시난테 때문입니다. 로시난테를 신고 있는 동안 돈키호테 씨는 피를 향한 욕망을 제외한 혈귀로서의 특성과 힘을 모두 잃으니까요. 그러다가 카세티가 금기를 어긴 것에 반응한 로시난테가 돈키호테 씨의 발에서 스스로 벗겨졌고.
That makes no sense. Her shoes are alive? Like actually?
혈귀로서의 본성을 되찾은 돈키호테 씨는 폐륜을 저지르려 한 카세티에게 큰 거부감과 분노를 느꼈을 테죠. 유독 강렬한 공격성을 보였던 것도 그 때문이었을 겁니다.
미치겠네. 줄이 뭐 이렇게 길어?
I could say that this is the girl one now, but I don't even know.
불만을 중얼거릴 시간은 없다. 관리자님이 편안히 손 들어갈 수 있게 빨리 길을 닦아두도록.
더 질문하지 않으시나요?
No. Of course, I had a whole mountain of questions to ask her. But the answer to those questions did not lie with Faust. Because what matters now is we keep forging onward.
노래 가사가 왠지 모르게 점점.
I was trying to time it to the music. It didn't quite work.
그래, 비참해지는.
So the game warned me that I should be like purely level 50, and most of our people are level 45. Because I'm a broke boy. We'll probably be fine. The highlight of the parade must be near. The song changes once again. What is that? She? I'm gonna say this wrong. Dulcinia? Dulcinia. Yeah, why not? Dulcinia. Underneath the garnish violet parasol, she stood. And under her feet squirmed someone, slowly dying, ensnared in this bizarre spectacle. It's that bloodfiend hunter we met back at the empty lot.
그 사냥꾼들도 당한 건가?
거기! 당장 그만두게나!
Well, any element of surprise we had is now gone. The blood fiend leading the parade in a beautiful, extravagant dress. She quietly regarded us from behind her mask, from under her parasol.
말해.
Oh yeah! You got any room? You got any room for another kindred? I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
그만둬야 할 이
그 답은 단순하다네. 그리고 명확하지.
Okay, it was 2 words. I didn't think that she was gonna keep talking. That's my bad.
정의롭지 않은 행동이지 않은가? 이 악독한 라만차는들을 토벌하기 위해 우리가 왔으니
We are come to rain destruction.
창조자가 있는 곳을 순순히 털어놓고 마땅한 벌을 받으시게나.
그렇구나. 너 그 유치한 놀이는 아직까지도 안 끝난 거니?
이건 놀이가 아닐세. 숭고한 모험의 일부지.
그 눈. 나는 언제나 너의 그 눈을 미워했지. 눈앞에 벌어지는 모든 것엔 관심 없다는 듯이 한 발짝 뒤에서 구경만 하려는 듯한 그 눈. 그 눈이 다시 생기 있게 반짝거릴 날이 대체 언제일까 싶었는데 바로 지금이구나. 그런데 여전히 증오스러워. 반짝거려도 여전히 역겹고. 우리는 매일 이곳을 돌았지. 똑같은 한 바퀴를 똑같은 마음으로 새로운 날이 시작되길 기대하면서 비록 왕자 역할을 맡은 카세티는 자신만의 왕국을 만들기 위해 혼자 남은 공주로도 사람들은 열광할 거야.
음악으로 사람들을 홀린 건 당신의 소행이었나요?
틀렸어. 나도 홀린 거야. 다들 내가 이 행렬의 선두에 있다고 행렬의 주인이라 착각해. 제일 아름답고 고귀한 나, 돌신의 아이기에 카니발의 주인공이 되었을 뿐. 나 역시 이 행렬의 일부지.
그런 거였나? 망가진 것들이 서로 물고 물어 영원을 잃었군.
이제 알겠어. 라만체랜드는 우리의 처음과 끝을 재현하는 장소야. 놀이공원은 항상 즐거운 곳이 되어야 한다고 했었으니까. 우리가 우리였던 행복했던 처음과 끝을 끊임없이 반복하는 거야. 그렇다면 이 모든 기억이 즐거워지게 될 테니까.
정렬한 건가? 이 구역을 찾아온 해결사들은
I mean, she is standing on one, so that's a safe assumption. Or their blood bags.
웃기지? 우리랑 합류했던 다른 해결사가 배신하는 바람에 전부 죽었어. 처음에 잔뜩 폰만 잡아놓고 결국 뒤통수 맞아서 죽는 꼴이라니.
전멸이 아니라 행렬에 동참한 거지. 우리의 끝을 논하기엔 이자들은 자격을 갖추지 못했거든. 증오에 잡아먹혀서 더 이상 더 나은 행복을 목표하지 않아. 그저 우리를 최대한 많이 죽이는 것만이 삶의 지표가 된 것들. 추악하고 불쌍하지. 우리가 하고자 했던 건 고작 재현에 불과한데.
듣자하니 불쾌감을 참을 수 없군.
Dawn boisterously cut through Dulcinea's despondent musings.
네 놈들을 심판하는 것에 무슨 자격이 필요한 겐가? 너희 혈기들은 피를 마시기 위해서 사람을 죽이고 악행을 일삼는다지. 자, 그런 이유로 사람들을 죽인단 말인가? 피를 먹고 싶다는 그 이유 하나만으로? 어찌 그런 사소한 욕망으로 사람의 목숨을 빼앗는단 말인가?
Dulcinea remains silent. She looks away into the distance, staring into the times of the far past, then closes her eyes.
지금 생각해보니 나는 네가 부러운 걸지도 모르겠어. 그 이름을 지닌 대가로 저들이 원하는 모든 걸 네가 가지다니. 아무것도 모른다는 듯이 빛나는 역시.
Well, here we go! What is this? Unstoppable bliss. Oh, and I just happened to click on the hunter. Well, let's see what this is. Gain 1 ego resource for the 3 least owned ego resources. Oh, this is on death. Right. Inflict +3 bleed count against an enemy. Prioritizes a unit that killed this unit. Wait. So you're focus firing people? All allies at 5 plus Festive Fever gain 1 haste next teen. All allies without Festive Fever gain 1 clash power up. Oh, great! Well, let's look at passives. First of all, Walk with Grace. Prioritizes an unstaggered ally. If the target is an ally, gain clash power +10 and fix the damage to 0 at all times. Clash power +1 for every 3 bleed on the target, max of 3. On hit, inflict 3 bleed. If the target is an ally, replace this effect with 3 offense level up until next turn. Move with Beauty. Same deal, but with defense level up. Beckon the audience hither. On use, find a power +1 for every 5 Festive Fever on self, or every 6 bleed on the target, max of 4. On use, at less than 15 blood, feast, gain 15 bleed, and immediately trigger it once, then reduce bleed count by 1. At less than 10% HP, activate only the part of this effect where the unit gains bleed. After attack, consume 15 blood. Feast. On hit, gain 1 offense level up and defense level up for every 6 bleed on target, max of 3 for each. Unbreakable Coin. Hit after clash win, inflict +5 bleed count, and on hit, gain 3 Blooming Thorn. And that's all it does. Clash counter. At 5 plus Festive Fever, Clash Power +3. Combat start, gain 5 Blooming Thorn. On Clash lose 5. On hit, inflict 2 bleed. On hit, inflict +2 bleed. Count. We don't know the passives, but we do know that the parade repeats for eternity. Turn end. If at 5+, Imperfect Parade, use a powerful skill. Imperfect Parade is you gain 2 when a Bloodbag dies, gain 3 when a Bloodfiend dies, and you gain 1 fragile every time this unit consumes 5 stacks. The Parade's Lady. Gain 8 protection. With every ally death, gain 1 less protection at turn start. If this unit did not take any HP damage this turn, gain 2 haste next turn. Blood Feast, Withered, Festival of Wonders, Can't Be Panicked, Can't Change Panic. Okay. Alrighty then. Also, what do? Defense, if target is bleed, gain blood. Thirst for blood. Clumsy, blood sucking, you heal. Anti-Bloodfiend Hammer. On skill use, if target is 10+ rupture, deal 30% damage instead of inflicting rupture. Right. And we do still have Gia with us, so that's nice at least. Okay, it's focus battle. Gotcha. So, you're gonna go with allies, and you're not gonna do any damage to them. Okay, we're neutral. Still neutral. Maybe we just have to go for it. Okay, we're struggling there, which is not ideal. Favored here. Alright, let's just try and take out Bloodbag, man.
탈출 개체 확인.
We're about to see something very similar. Okay, we did damage, so she's not gonna get haste. It's not a lot of damage, but damage is damage. Okay, so much for favored. Okay, we staggered Mr. Man. 10 whole damage. Don't worry, she's only got 3,000 health, and we're doing 10 damage a turn. So, if you think about it, it's going pretty well. Okay, you're going after the clash counter. I want to try and get this kill with, you know what? I think that guarantees it. So, let's go... Well, I'll tell you what, we're a little bit under-leveled for this fight. That, I think we can all agree on. We are struggling no matter what we do here. Not ideal. Let's go ahead and just try and go for an attack anyway. We're favored here, and we're struggling there. Oh, good. Alright. I might have to swap to the real team. That doesn't mean we're not still going to try, though. Bah! They got close. I'll take that level of coffin. Okay, metallic ringing, working out nicely. You are staggered and debuffed. Oh, we won. Bit of BM, that helps us. Ooh, you lost that clash so bad. Okay. So you're just gonna keep summoning these guys until you have no protection. Got it. Dang it. We had to have it this turn? I want to get this passive up. It's more important. What do you have? You... Bleed and Rupture. Clumsy. Anti-Bloodfiend. Okie dokie. Well... Oh, boy. Is this... Yeah, it's coming for us. Of course it is. Well, we're dominating, but we can't stop all the damage, so just do what we can. We are struggling with some of these, despite it all. I'm gonna go for what is cast. And then just try and stack a little bit of damage. Meh. Alright, let's do it. Okay, good start. Yeah, who would have guessed? Being 5 levels down is making this a little bit harder. Either way, what is cast? Yeet! Okay, tiny bit of bleed, although it works for her more than it does us. Unbreakable coin, we do take a tiny bit of damage. Dawn stands no chance. That's alright, the lower health we get, the better. Body sack coming down, mainly for the passive, but it also helps us win. But since it's unbreakable, all of us take damage. Ow. Okay, Gia doing well. Good stuff. Almost staggered him. Okay, you're going for that guy again. I'm gonna go for the big dice. Then I want to get this passive up and going. We're neutral either way. I'm just gonna roll it. We're neutral here as well. And you know what? We're gonna go with counter right here. Okay, little bit of paralyzed to help us with our next attack. Bop, bop. 5 whole damage at a time. But we are still dealing damage to all of our buddies too, including a stagger that we just got. Requiem. The good news is, Mr. Wild Hunt is going to get stronger the longer this fight goes, provided that we can actually keep him alive, which he is our highest level, other than Faust, so that works. Ouch. Ryoshi almost gets red staggered. Bonk. Only 2.6 thousand more health to go. You know, not even that bad. So who are you? You're being attacked by 2 people, but you're trying to stop her, so I'm just gonna let you do that. I do want to try and get a kill, and so I'm going to try. We're neutral here. That's good enough for me. We're struggling here, so let's go for the unopposed. Favored here, let's try and deal some damage, and we go for the clash counter here. Ugh. Yeah, being 5 levels down is not helping us. So if we do end up losing, I'll just jump cut to where we are now, but with the actual team. Okay, counter dice working nicely. Okay, stagger for our trouble. Ooh, evasion went pretty well up until that stagger at the end, but you know what? If it works, it works. I am going to go for red eyes. And I'm going to try and stop some of those shenanigans. We are going to clash with Dawn. Mr. Earl King is going to go for the kill. Honestly? So this hits them. So I'm going to go for him. With Dullahan. Then we're favored, and we're dominating. Let's roll! Okay. Red Eyes helps us out next turn because she is going to be a bit slower. Bop. 8 damage. Ow. Wing bait. Oh, really? We hit heads? Are you serious?
계속해봐라. 이 폭풍이 잦아들 때까지. 주라니야. 죽도록 달릴 시간이다.
I don't know who's talking, but someone is. Okay, so not ideal turn of events. Gia is going for this, but she is struggling, so I don't want her to follow through with that. We're gonna go for body sack. Technically, we could get a kill, but I want to make sure that that AoE gets as little value as is possible. Then, Mr. Yisang, you are gonna go for the hopeless attacks. Why? Because I know that you love losing, and I couldn't possibly take that away from you. Okay. That's not who was supposed to go first. Okay, Body Sack still does end up working. We are going to be empowered for the next turn, as well as a little bit faster. Plus, because we spent a little bit of our SP, it is also going to be easier to get all of our big boy moves out and going. Oh no! Yisung lost his clash! Whatever shall we do? Okay, she goes for an ally, goes for an ally again. They are both going to be empowered. Well, we're staggered on Hit the Cliff. Yeah, we gotta bring the real team. We're just not winning any clashes. We're too far low-leveled. It's only 5 levels, but man, it is making a world of difference right now. Oof. Well, little painful, but we're doing better. She only has 5 protection now, rather than what she did before. We are also extremely empowered, kind of. Oh, apparently not, based on the numbers I'm seeing. Okie dokie. Well, why are we just neutral to literally everything? We should be doing better than this. By a lot. By a lot. Well, we're about to take a lot of damage. Not a whole lot that we can do about that. Okay, a little bit less protection to go around. Maybe we'll get some lucky hits. Ooh, looks lucky to me. Good stuff. A smack. Someone's having a problem. Okie dokie. Well then, this bullet truly can hit any target. Just as you say. We are going to get empowered with Body Sack. Then, we're going to try and get some more kills. Yup. Okay, tiny bit of AoE. Magic bullet. Be gone. Ow. We do take a tiny bit of retaliation damage, but that's fine. One more stack of coffin and 3 strength to work with. Okay, another kill on the list. 1 more strength to work with. She goes for friendly, that's fine. Goes for friendly again, A-okay. Okay, we're about to lose Gia. She is real low health. But these are the last 2. Also, she's going for that. The parade repeats for eternity. On use, Clash Power +1 for every 20 Blood Feast consumed by this unit, max of 10. At less than 50 Blood Feast, gain 25 bleed, +2 bleed count, immediately trigger it twice, then reduce blood count by 2. At less than 10%, only activate the first half. On use, consume half of Blood Feast. Turn end, consume all Imperfect Parade. Turn end, gain 10 Festive Fever. Heal by 25% of damage dealt twice, and then an Unbreakable coin where you heal for 50%. Oh, good. Oh, my favorite. Okay, well, the only one who really stands a chance is Heathcliff, and I gotta be honest, I'm not even too confident in that. So, what's the plan here? I think we get Doulahan going. Then, let's try and deal some stagger. Oh, that's all we can do if we do it that way, huh? Dang. I wanted to go for stagger, maybe not the play. How about patos mitos? Also only favored. That is not doing wonders. Yeah, not doing wonders for me. Hopeless, hopeless, hopeless. Ooh, yeah. All right, favored it is. We are nowhere near a stagger, so we can't rely on that either. Gia, unfortunately, does not hit heads. Would have been nice. That's fine. Happens to the best of us. Ooh, we reuse it because we're low health. Bit of SP. Help us win this clash.
모든 결과들은 파우스트가 알아.
Bonk. Okay. Pathos! Yeah! We're still gonna take some guaranteed damage, but at the very least, we reduce it by a lot. A lot, a lot. Okay. Technically, we could go for the Giga move right now. Honestly, I'm not too opposed to that. How are we struggling? Oh. Right, and you've consumed a lot. That does suck, huh? Yeah. Yeah, that does suck for us. Alright, we're gonna go for the favored. Let's go for the spear, where we're favored again. Attempt to get her buddies just out of this fight. And here we go. Death! Favored. Okay, we do get a stagger on the last guy, though, so once he dies, no more protection. It's just her. And Dawn is dead. Technically, except we revived her. Okie dokie! So, this is attack power down next turn, so let's go ahead and use that. Let's also debuff her next turn. Let's go for a Giga attack. Or wait, who died? Yeah, it was Dawn. Dawn is the one who died. So, hopefully that doesn't end the fight. Let's debuff. Okay, 78. You are debuffed for next turn. Okay, pretty fair and balanced amount of damage. Dawn's final turn has been made. Well, the fight didn't end, but also not great. Here's what we're gonna do. It's called Magic Bullet. Maybe you've heard of it somewhere. Let's go ahead and go for Giga AoE attacks. I'm going to counter here. Let's counter this one. We're actually dominating, so let's go for it. And then I want to debuff her again. Yep. Here we go. Now we're making ground. Or we will completely fail with our big AoE attack because everything gets dodged. And we still don't get the stagger either. Well, enjoy this magic bullet.
내 탄원이 향하는 곳은 언제나 같다. 필연적으로 조금의 우연도 없이.
Okay. You are gonna hit regardless. A little bit of tremor works for me. And you only hit for 1 damage, but you did have a little bit of rupture as well. Okay, I think we've reloaded. Chains of others. No, you do not get to be empowered. So says I. Okay, a bunch of fireworks are going off. Not entirely sure why. I think it's because of festive fever. We are once again going to completely hold you down. Unopposed is actually a-okay with me. We're dominating here, so let's go for it. Dominating. Only favored, interestingly. Well, tell you what, I'm just going to completely ignore you and go for all the damage that I can possibly do. Okay, we are going to be bled out at this point. We don't have any identities who can heal right now. Technically, Mersault can heal, but he's kind of on debuff duty. Okay, approaching a stagger. Okay, your buddy is staggered, but not dead. Okay. Good. Okay, you are going for an AoE attack. Let's get a kill here, because we'll also hit her. Dominating. Okay. I think I'm going to slow her down next turn, so let's go dominating here. Pathos Mythos is not going to get full value, but that's a-okay. And then we're just going to tank that counter with Mersault. Okay, we do die to bleed. We saw that one coming. A little bit more tremor. Okay, bit of sinking. Try and help ourselves out.
여행엔 목적이 있었지.
30, not bad. Ooh, boy, this is kind of a rough fight, huh? This is pretty much if not everybody is at 30, this fight is real brutal. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting right now. So we are gonna go for Ultimate Resonance. Hope for the best. I'm going to try and deal some more tremor, and then we are just going to get more tremor on her again. Actually, maybe it would have been the play from Mersault to debuff her next turn. Maybe. By the way, I think you're supposed to do this fight in 12 turns. We'll see what turn we're at, but I don't think that's happening right now. Okay, 83, certainly not bad. We're on turn 15. Yep. Never happening. There is no shot. How are you supposed to do this in 12 turns? She has so much health. And she has a triple Unbreaking Coin ability that she is about to do. Oh, yeah, I love it. Okay, well, we're dominating with pretty much everything else, so let's just focus fire damage on her. Here we go! Magic bullet. Doesn't matter, she is going to get damage, but so are we.
내게 자비를 구하지 마라. 내 앞에는 무엇도 남지 않을 테니.
Okay, 99, bit of stagger. Unfortunately, we didn't hit heads, so here it is, the finale! Ow. Dead to bleed. Oh, dead to bleed again.
수많은 것들이 옥죄어온다.
걷잡을 수 없을 만큼
Oh boy.
붉은 가시가 만발할 거야.
Well, this has to be my last attempt for the moment, because I have to go to work in like 20 minutes. But, we still got time, boys! We've only got, like, 700 health to go! So, you know, we're pretty close, all things considered. Oof, neutral no matter what we do. Favored here. Okay, I guess we gotta roll neutral. We are dominating here, dominating here. I'm gonna debuff you again. Unfortunately, we are about to take a lot of one-sided attacks, but, you know, Unfortunately, we just gotta work with what we have.
모든 걸 거둬들일 순 없었어.
Okay. Bop, bop. Well, ow. Immediate blue stagger. I don't even know that we're gonna do enough damage to kill her. I think we're all just gonna bleed out. Huh.
수많은 것들이 옥죄어 온다.
We need more ways to heal. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of ways to heal. It's not like we have an identity that can heal. How are we gonna do this? I think we're gonna have to level everyone up to 50. I don't think we're doing this in our current state, unfortunately. Dang! We got close. To be fair, we're all pretty leveled up. Also, if we had everybody with an identity that we could use, that would help as well. Like, technically, we could bring full stop office rep Hong Lu. You know what? It's my own rule that's holding me back right now. Because technically, I could just bring a fully loaded team with every identity, and it's like, well, at some point we'll win, but... How are we gonna do this? This identity isn't going to help in this particular fight. We need something that can counter bleed. Technically, I can think of one that will. Maybe we should do that. I'm just thinking. Worst case scenario, I do have a trump card, but I'm trying not to use it until we've beaten the chapter, if you catch my drift. So technically we do have one more option, but I'm trying to avoid that one. Okay, two things. Number one, I was completely wrong. It is not clear within 12 turns. It is clear it. Period.
Let us try again.
No, Gia, you were so close! I had so much confidence in you. So, this time, we are going to prioritize the blood bags that are... Okay, is everyone just gonna roll heads? Unbelievable! Are you serious? 7? Wait, what was it? 8 sanity, and he rolled 4 heads. Also, Princess has not rolled anything but heads yet. Against us, not Gia. Bro! You cannot be serious right now. What is that? It's unreal. What is that? Oh my god, that is actually insane. Whatever. Let's get a kill. This is gonna do roughly 37. That'll... How do we want to map this out? We want to try and maximize just everything, so... You know what? Hang on, better idea. Let's go bonk, bonk, kill. Then we favored, and Gia hopefully doesn't die. Okay, this time we are the ones rolling head. We do end up getting a stagger. Heathcliff goes a little bit too early, but that's to be expected. We didn't get a kill anyways. Okay, we do win the clash. Okay, we get a stagger, so nothing she does next turn matters. Now, they're staggered, so ideally, that shouldn't be doing much of anything? I wish I knew what she was saying. Okie dokie, so, we can stop that. Unfortunately, it means that we don't get a kill. Ugh. I would really like to get a kill. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like we're going to be able to. We could just go for it. But then, who do we have that can actually stop this? Because that's struggling, which is no good. So, let's go for damage here. We are favored. And we have 19 sanity. Actually, we're dominating here. So, in that case, Yisong, you go for this. Then let's go for a bit more damage right here. And then you are not going to do anything. You're just going to try and get some damage. Death! Good stuff. Unfortunately, we do get a corrosion next turn, which is going to be very painful. Okay, 2 down. Counter dice too strong. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, who are we hitting? Too many friendlies. Still too many friendlies. Okay, so we're just gonna take damage no matter what we do. Epic. Absolutely epic. We can't go for a counter dice on Faust because it will hit friendlies, and we don't want that. Huh. Are you? This can't... Wait. We can't stop this period? That's not even finale. Huh. I'm a wee bit confused, I gotta be honest. So... Wait. That doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. Fine. They're both unopposed. Only Yisong can count? Okay. Sure, I guess he's the only one who's able to do anything about that. So, in that case, we're just gonna go for the one-sided guard regardless. Then... I don't think we actually want to use any of our ego right now, so let's go for a little bit of one-sided attacks and hope for the best. Also, is there ever going to be an opportunity where we want and need to use this? Because so far, other than, like, one time, I have not needed it. Alright, well, say goodbye to, Fishmail. Okay, now that she's done, lower attack. Okay, that's in effect this turn, so even though it's an unbreakable dice, we do reduce a little bit of damage. Gia going in, maybe she gets a kill and gets empowered. Well, she got a stagger. Okay, well, you know what time it is. This magic bullet really can hit any target. Okay, we're also going to try and get the one-sided kill. Gia, who are you going for? You're going for her. Okay. Not terrible. I'm going to try and take out her little buddy back here. And we hope for the best. Okay, we do get the kill on Heathcliff. Which means we are going to be permanently empowered for the rest of this fight, provided that we can actually stay alive on him because of that constant ticking bleed. Okay, we get a stagger. Good for us. Magic bullet goes down. Tiny bit of burn next turn. Ouch. Okay, she helps out her buddies. Does it again. Ow. I really feel like the play is to just focus down her guys and just basically ignore her, for lack of a better term. Like, unfortunately, we're not fast enough to stop any of that. Yeah, honestly, I feel like that might be one of the only plays here. So that's exactly what we're gonna do! Let's test the theory, shall we? Okay, I believe we are now at 10 Coffin, which is going to help us out quite a bit. Gia goes for the Clash and sucks greatly. To be fair, I can't blame her. The dice rolls are pretty high. Okay, Dawn takes a tiny bit of damage. Not quite dead to bleed, but we're about to be.
모든 결과들은 파우스트가 알아요.
Okay, 42 damage with a triple hit. Okay, stagger. Excellent.
퍼레이드의 끝이야.
Oh, you're going for it again. Who can stop this? We are favored. Favored with enough stacks to be empowered, so I'm actually just going to leave that be. Let's go ahead and get our counter dice going so we can get... Oh, Dulahan! Let's try and get a kill here. Let's get through this guard. And then let's... actually, we're just dead to bleed, unfortunately. Oof. Well, the idea was there. Here we go! Good stagger for us. Okay, attack power up next turn, and that's one less person to work with. We also have a bit more ego resource to work with. Huge hit. 19 damage through 4 protections. Actually pretty crazy. Oh, 7 health on him. Okay, serious Skullbuster coming down. 181 damage. Wow, that's actually really good. Okay. Let's think. How do we want to do this? I'm gonna go for you. Let's see. Do we hit? We do hit him, which means we get a one-sided kill. Absolutely perfect. Now, we're just gonna spam disempower you. Never mind. How was that hopeless? Right, because of the blood feast consumed again. Right. Oh, I do so love mechanics. I love experiencing mechanics. Well, it doesn't seem like anyone's really gonna be able to stop this. So we try Red Eyes. Okay. Coffin is now at 10. You are going to be Giga debuff next turn. Ouch. That bleed is stacking up really, really high, though. So unfortunately, it doesn't seem like Heathcliff is going to last too much longer. Okay. Do you have enough bind? You do! We actually get the coin power drop. Wow. Okay, Chains of Others coming down. You have -6 power. Do enjoy. Ow. Okay, you're buffing up your dudes again. That's fine. Whatever. Yeah, so unfortunately, Mr. Heathcliff is about to die for free, give or take. What's the plan? We can't use any of our healing yet. What do we need? We need 2 more gold. Actually, what else does it need? 1 and 2? What does this take? Ah, it takes both our gold. Ah. We could use Magic Bullet. I think I'm going to. Alrighty, in that case, let's just try and get some value while we still can. Okay, and then you're just gonna guard. Here we go.
실행합니다.
Well, we got one hit. Okay, Gia winning some clashes. It only took 6 attack power down. Ha! Rolled for 0 and still got a stagger. Okay, we get a red stagger on our side. Very good. That's a kill. You're dead to bleed. Ah, but we didn't get to use Magic Bullet. You're staggered. You're full-blown staggered. Okie dokie. Well, I'm going to disempower you for next turn, and then we are going to attempt to do as much damage as physically possible. Yup. The shield from Ryoshu does really help in the long term, though. Okay. Hope you didn't have any plans. Alright, more buddies. Still can't use any of our healing. We need some gold clash wins, which is just not going to happen. So let's try and deal with that. Unfortunately, he's not going to use Blunt next, so this isn't really going to do a whole lot. So let's just go for a one-sided. We're dominating here, dominating here. Let's take Gia's attack. That way she doesn't take too terribly much damage. Let's attempt to go for a Magic Bullet, and that's our turn. And if we get lucky with the Ego resource, we will be able to heal. Woo! We have barely any health left with Isang, but we still get a stagger with what little health remains. Okay, just about another stagger going down. We are able to finish it. Magic Bullet. Enjoy! 52, certainly not bad. Poor Rodion. That identity used to be better. You know, back before every enemy ever was 60 times stronger than it. Okay, unfortunately no healing for us just yet, so it looks like we're just going to have to take matters into our own hands. Let's try and get some one-sided kills where we can. Let's go for big AoE with Red Sheet. Then we're just going to go bop, bop, and bop. Here we go. Okay, another round of stagger. Big attack coming down.
이 수많은 소원들 중 그대가 이루고 싶은 소원은 무엇인가?
That ego is so freaking good, and I haven't even uptied it yet. Like, it is so good. Okay, you are debuffed next turn. Gia wins some of the clashes. She is still going to take damage, though. Not enough to be staggered. Okay. We're gonna debuff you again. You do not get to do anything as long as I have anything to say about it. You are never going to be undebuffed until Mersault keels over. Ow. Well, there goes Isang. Okay, just about at another bit of stagger. The chains.
수많은 것들이 옥죄어 온다.
So close. Oh, Dulai. Well, we can't debuff you this turn. So I'm going to go for the Magic Bullet. I'm also going to stop Gia from taking any damage because I don't want her to. Let's try and take away a bit of your power. Fine.
What is cast?
Then, let's attempt to go for a little bit of damage. Maybe a little bit of tremor will help us out. Okay, good clash win. 85 damage and a stagger. Really, really good. Gia is no joke. It's just that this fight is absolutely insane. Okay, 30 damage. Good. Okay, well the evade was apparently too much, but... Ah, we didn't get the reset! Oh, that's... And we didn't hit heads! Ooh. 106 damage is certainly nothing to scoff at, but... Oh, that sucks so bad! Okay, tiny bit of tremor. That will actually buff up Gia, funny enough. I want to clash you, because I want magic bullet value. Then, let's just do some damage. Same deal. Go here, do some damage to him. We can afford to hit her, so I'm going to. This magic bullet. Luckily hit all them. Even though it didn't hit heads, it still got plenty of value. Ah, still no reset undone. Execute. 254. She's so low. We actually almost have her. We almost have it. She is going for her big move, though. Actually, Red Sheet would probably do us a world of good. Oh, no, we can't stop her. Oh, we can't stop her this turn. No. And we're struggling no matter what we do. She is the slowest thing on the field, but maybe if Mersault, you know what? He's the slowest and she's the slowest. Maybe our damage will be enough before she gets to do it. Let's find out. Oh, unfortunately Gia does go down. No, still hanging on. Okay, a little bit of paralysis. Red Sheet, trying to get some AoE damage. Let's see if it works out. 173 health. 51 health. Oh, 91 health. Dang. 21 health. And it's over. Oh, that is the most depressing way to end this episode, man. 20 health. Oh, God, that's like 1% of her starting health. Oh, God, that feels so bad. Oh, that feels absolutely awful. Ooh. Unfortunately, that's gonna do it for this episode. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, because that ending freaking sucks. 20 health. Oh. It feels so bad, but whatever, frickin', we'll just beat her next time, I guess. Well, did we make my initial goal? 33 out of 36? I'll take that. I'll take that. That's not too bad at all. By the way, I I did end up getting that identity, so maybe we'll use that for a certain Hong Lu's chapter. I'm just saying, we could use it throughout the entirety of that. We'll see. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And in the next one, we will get our revenge. I also think, right, if we had brought Sinclair, Gregor, Hong Lu, I think if we brought those three, that would have just been an easy victory. But since they are severely underleveled, I just didn't. So, something else I was kind of thinking about, right? Just before we end it. Obviously, I sort of hold myself to the whole, like, oh, you know, we're only using Lobotomy Corp or LCCB identities. Or LCB. And, you know, I've held to that pretty well, other than some things here and there, namely the maids. And I also do consider stuff like Wild Hunt and Prequad Captain, Pequod Captain, to count, since it is like the evil version of the respective person. So I do count them just because they're so story-centric. But I've held to it pretty good, but I am a little bit curious. Maybe we should broaden our horizons a little bit. So here's the question. Should we be allowed to use stuff such as Phip Claire? Because, you know, as much as I hate to admit it, Philip Sinclair is a very good identity, and I would love to get some use out of him. So yeah, the question, should we be able to use stuff from Ruina? Namely, R-Corp, Phip Claire, the Hook office, the Full Stop office, stuff like that. I'm curious about it, so let me know what you guys think, and maybe we'll broaden our horizons just a bit. Because it's like, we do have a lot of things that we can use, but at the same time, it's kind of just for the same people. Like, with Yesod, we have LCE Ego, Lantern. We have Lobotomy Ego, Solemn Lament. Technically, we have Spice Bush, but I don't like that very much because it's annoying to use. And then we also have his base identity. For Faust, we have Lobotomy Ego, Lobotomy Corp Remnant, LCE Ego, and herself. And, you know, it's like, most people have at least 2 Lobotomy Corp or LCE style things. But other people do not, namely Gregor and Hong Lu, who have literally nothing. I don't know, maybe that'll change later. But either way, let me know, and thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.